Today we'll talk about a new tool called Jenkins. Before talking about what is this, let's see what we did so far and how we did it. So what we did so far, starting from checkout, Git, sorry. So we first thing is source code management. We did with GitHub. Next thing, once our work is done with the code, our work is, or let's say developer work, we did like analyze the code, what for limits or something like that. Once that is done, we build the code, correct? And now once the code is built, we push the code artifact to some repository whatever it is, access it. And after what that is done, we have deployed our code to Tomcat server. So the whole life cycle we did, starting from development to deployment, we finished the whole life cycle rate. Correct? So that's what everybody does. Why they write the code in order to release the product. So we from the writing the code to releasing the product, we did all the things. This is the what we call this software development life cycle. Of course, there are some before developing there is a planning. We didn't do the planning because we are not, I mean, not in a real scenario or in architect level kind of things. But this is a general way of doing things everywhere, not just practice or something like that. So this is called software development life cycle, as I mentioned earlier, maybe at the introduction of the website. But how we did it? Of course, using different tools based on the requirement. And the common thing which all these tools is like, all these let's say process or tools which we follow is we did them manually, correct? So everything we did manual. What do you mean manual? Like two, there are two things here again in manual. One thing is setting up the tool. Another thing using the tool. It means following the software development life cycle. So let's say for Sonar we install Sonar first. And then we installed Maven, we installed Nexus. It's all setup parts, correct? And install Tomcat, something like that. After that, once the setup is done, we use the tool, either to build it or to test it or deploy it. That is development lifecycle process. So two things are there. But the main objective of DevOps, the main core part of DevOps is to automate anything. That's what DevOps is all about. That's why that's the point of whole point of DevOps. Otherwise, if you do things manually, there is no point of DevOps. And here, manually, we are doing two things for any tool. Okay, any tool. One thing is setup, second thing is usage, using the tool. So, setup part, automating, like we want to automate this thing. Whatever we did so far, we want to automate. So, as I told you, there are
And I have one small doubt.
yeah,
After developers develop the code, they are going to push the code to GitHub, right?
yeah.
After pushing, we are going to build the code, right, Anna?
Mm.
Before building, the testing team will test the code, right?
No,
If testing team will, okay,
I'll tell you that. Slowly, I'll tell you that. But no, let's keep it moving.
okay, okay, okay.
Yeah,
My doubt is if testing team is already tested, why we need to test the code again by using Sonar Cube, Anna? That is my question.
yeah, I'll say it. But for now,
Okay, 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 okay.
We are doing it manually, and two different kinds of manual steps. As I told you, one is installation of an setup part, whatever we do, install the tool, manage the tool. Second thing is using the tool or doing the task with the tool. So in today's class, we'll see about automate our software development lifecycle process, which means whatever the testing, building, blah blah blah, until whatever we did so far, until starting from GitHub, that will automate. Automating the installation setup, that will come next part. That will come in next. So these installation, configuring the tool, managing the tool, I mean, updating the tool, all this comes. It's platform level, correct? So we set up this all this in a platform. So we have to manage or automate the platform level environment. This one, now whatever we are seeing is for software development lifecycle. So what is software development lifecycle? Let's see here. Simply SDLC. So it's a process actually which they use, on how to release our application, how to release our product. Let's be simple. So first thing is, let's see, as I mentioned earlier, planning will be there, analyzing will be there. Now these other things like, let's say, design, because we don't involve on design, will involve design in our DevOps level. I mean, what are the tools we use, how's architecture level, but not in the code level. Implementation means development, testing and integration, testing, and here only it will come in deployment also. Once deployment is in, maintaining it, I mean, monitoring or tracking it if any issues, fixing it, all these things. Again, planning. Use the software development lifecycle. And this Jenkins tool, whatever this is, this will help us in automating this software development. So now, as someone asked the doubt now, there will be testing team. Why we are testing? We're not testing anything. We're just integrating the tools. Let's say there is a development team, there is a testing team, there is a DevOps team. Developer will do, he'll write the code, whatever the thing. Tester will test the code. What we do, what's our task? They're doing their work, but why we require? As a DevOps guy, the main objective is you automate those things. That's all. So as a DevOps part, I just told you only SonarQube for testing part because we don't do those kind of things. But we integrate those tools, into our, daily life cycle process, this SDLC process. Because testing is a part of SDLC process. Right? We integrate those tools. Let's say there is a QA team, usual testing team. QAs. Those guys do the testing. But what we provide the tools to test. We provide the, the required platform or tools, sort of configuration for them to test. So not just one tool they use. There are different tools. We include them as a part of our daily process. I'll tell you, that will come here. That will come in Jenkins. So to keep it simple, I mean, simple, line in a single line. Jenkins is open source tool actually. It's open source tool to automate anything. Anything. We can automate anything. Majorly for software development lifecycle process. What is the software development lifecycle process? Is this one. In simpler terms, let's say this. If you observe managing the code, testing the code, building, pushing the artifacts or repository, deploy, 5 steps, right? These steps comes under software development lifecycle. That's why I told in line by line. That's why we're discussing this tools line by line because you'll understand what are next steps. Now, until now, the steps are done from the life cycle is done, but now we enhance it. We try to modify it. Modify means we try to improve this life cycle by automating it. So that's where Jenkins comes. So it's open source tool. I mean, anyone can use it. It's automation tools. Okay. Anything can be automated with Jenkins, but majorly for software development lifecycle. We use it. Everyone. So what we do, we simply install this Jenkins tool and we manage it and we automate our tasks. What is our tasks for now? Let's say I want to configure install something. We can do it. We can automate with Jenkins. I want to deploy automatically. Yes, we can do it. I want to build it automatically. Yes. I want to test it. Yes. I want to deploy it somewhere or push to automatically. Yes, you can do anything. I told you right. It can do anything. There is no restriction. The only difference, only thing is it will be very commonly used for software development labs. So why Jenkins? Why everyone is the most famous student for this one. Another term we call everyone calls Jenkins as CI/CD tool, continuous integration and continuous deployment or delivery tool. Hope you know what is CI/CD. So CI is integration comes at starting from checking out our code until the building is done, until the package is ready to be delivered. Until that part we call it C. Let's say in our case until maybe Nexus, which is we kept the artifacts in the repository. CD is delivery and deployment. Delivery means release our application, whatever the package we built to the some environment, let's say staging or testing. We deploy it to Tomcat with Tomcat, let's say. That's the delivery. What is deployment? Deployment is like deploying our application to a production environment or to making it live. That is called deployment. But this EA and CD should be done automatically. So this CI/CD comes in software development lifecycle only. So the Jenkins is a CI/CD tool because that's what we commonly use for. See, you want to install a tool, you don't use Jenkins. Of course, it can be done, but you don't use it. You use a different tools. So, what is the Jenkins mostly used for? SDL system lifecycle. So the CI/CD comes under SDL lifecycle, right? Development until building, testing also will comes under CI. Deployment will come under CD. This Jenkins automates the CI/CD process. Once you start it, you'll understand more what is CI/CD. And now coming to the question, why there will be QA teams who test it? Why we use Sonar? The testing also, whatever the QA team does, will be automated through Jenkins. Will be automated through Jenkins. Let's say there are one kind of testing, application testing. Is there. What generally testers will do, they write few test cases, they push to GitHub. Let's say. Now what we do, we integrate that as a part of Jenkins, as a part of our software development lifecycle. Let's keep it that for now. We're doing sonar analysis, right? We'll keep that testing, whatever the application testing develop, sorry, tester is expecting will keep either before or after the solar test, because how they will not just they, I mean, for an application, it's not a single test that they will do. There are multiple testings in performance testing, application testing, load testing, static code analysis, unit testing. This static code analysis, unit testing will come at earlier once the code is finished. I mean, once the developer pushed. After this, there will be so many tests involved. All these comes under software development lab cycle. Once all those testings are passed only, then will people move to building the code. Whereas not. So there are so many tests involved. But just for our sake, we're just discussing only one kind of testing called static code analysis. Because you have to set up the tool, you have to use it, you have to configure the tool. So is it clear what I'm saying?
Yes, son, I got it done.
And now coming to Jenkins. How to use it? Jenkins is very very easy to use, and it's most commonly used CA tool. Why? I just said it. It's very very too easy to use. That is the reason, one of the reason why many people use this. Why it's very easy? I mean, one thing is there are a couple of things. Why? It has an UI, so it's easy to manage everything in the UI. No command line. I mean, command line is there. You can use if you want, but yeah, but most people use UI. And another thing is it has something called plugins. So if you want to do a task with Jenkins, you can simply use the plugin. You don't need to write any extra code or something. You have to do that. Let's say I want to build the code with Maven, right? Usually we do. The same thing I want to automate with Jenkins. You just install the Maven plugin. By default, it's available in Jenkins. That's it. You can do that is, you can do the building. I'm just saying an example. Once you start using it. So, and it's open source. It has great community. So if you stuck in issues, it will be easy to figure out, easy to find. That's why most people use it. Mostly. No. Currently, there are new CA tools came to market. GitHub Actions is one of the things. GitHub Actions. In GitHub itself, it will be there. And yeah, I think that's there are so many other things also. GitHub Actions is little recently it got huge success also. But this one. There are other things also. GitLab CA also there. GitLab there is similar to GitHub. There is another thing, GitLab and Circle CA. There are so many Bamboo, so many of them. So whoever is comfortable, they'll use because these Circle CA Bamboo is all paid things, paid tools. So if company wants to go for open source solution as well as uh, much easy way to use, easy to use the tool. So in every company choose that. So most people preferred okay, Jenkins might be easy to. So they start using it. It's very very common tool. Everyone uses and most important in the whole DevOps process because this is the point where you automate everything. This is the common point. See, you use so many tools. We are using GitHub, Sonar, Maven, Nexus, Tomcat, whatever it is. All these are different tools. All these tools comes together in Jenkins to automate all these tasks. Very, very important tool. So we'll take it one by one. Don't worry, it's easy to use, easy to learn also. It's not that complicated, really. But it's important one. That's it. And of course, Jenkins is developed in Java. Got it? Java is commonly used. So you cannot change the fact that it is commonly used. Now what we have to do with this Jenkins? We have to install it. Then, I mean, you can use the tool. How to install? Let's see. Before saying that, for going to install, do you anyone of you remember what is the port number of Tomcat?
8080.
8080.
Correct. Exactly. Jenkins port number also said 80. So if you're running Tomcat on 8080 port in your machine, you can't run Jenkins on 8080. They use the same port. So, but you have to choose which one has to run on 8080 port. You can change the port number for Jenkins also. That will say. So let's see how to install Jenkins. There are two ways. One way is deploy the Jenkins to Tomcat. Like in yesterday we deploy, sorry, in last class we deployed some war files to, you know, sorry, war files to this one. What is it? Tomcat, right? Correct? You remember that, right? So we deploy, we download the war file and we keep it in web apps. Done. That is one approach. You can simply do that for deployment. Another way is to install through package manager. See here, war file is here. Simply download the war file and you can deploy it Tomcat. Let's try this way. Let's try that also. So two ways of installation. One is using var file because Jenkins is developed in Java, so it's a var file. Web archive. What we did in the last time with var file, deployed it Tomcat, right, in web apps. Similar way we deploy this also. This is one method. Another method is to use package managers. There's multiple methods to use Docker or something, but we haven't gone that far. Let's download the sorry, the PK. Jenkins var how to download. We have to download this and copy again. There is another website. Mhm. It's official website. I'm not doing anything. It is the version, long-term version here. 2.462. This is the long-term version. It means they are still supporting. Support is available for this version. Long time. LTS means long time support. Long time support. Long-term support. Still, the open source community is supporting this version if any issues are there. So usually what happens, let's say in Apple, when they, or even recently in Windows also, they stopped supporting Windows 10, I think in October or something last year. So if there is any issues, new issues in Windows 10, they won't support. Why? Because they have to concentrate on new versions, right? Then there may be Windows 12. So they have to concentrate on those things, right? So that's why they ignore this. Even though there is any issue, they won't care. If in a new issue, I mean, it's already existing ones, we can Google it. See. If there a new issue, they don't really support. It means you have to update it. That's what everyone expects. Because that's why they release the product. Right? Same way with iPhone. If you want if there is a new iPhone released, they'll release hardware update for all the iPhones. I mean, the current ones, older ones, which will slow down the process, battery, everything, because they want you to use the new product. That's what everything. Here also, if there is a new version, everyone expects you. The team expects you to use the new version. Of course, we don't use that easily. We still use it. We test it a couple of times to update the new version. But the old version support will be available for some time. How much time? I don't know. Yeah, exactly. How much time? But yeah, they'll be supporting. Let's say now 462, right? 462. Maybe another 1 month they'll stop this. They'll say LTS is 463 now. So they'll have support for this one until so much. So until they'll be clear. But that's okay. You can download, no problem. So we have downloaded the Jenkins.war, just like sample.war. See, just a war file. Why? What we have to do? Simply war to slash web apps. That's it. It's okay, started. Let's log into yes, test. See, Jenkins is here. I just deployed the Jenkins to Tomcat. That's it. It's one way. Open it. This is the Jenkins starting page. That this is what. I mean, still we have to do something, but this is what we generally see the first page. And how we did it? So we just simply deployed a war file to Tomcat. See, this is our version. So I read out so far. I mean, how to install with Tomcat. I think this one step. You open and out so far.
No.
No, no,
No,
no.
Then, but I don't want to deploy in this way. No, I don't like it. Why I don't like it? The Tomcat is down. This is down. There will be common errors in Tomcat usually. Out of memory error or something. What I want to do is, I mean, of course, people still deploy this way. I mean, it's not we have something, but with our enough resources, so I don't want to use this. So what I want to do, I want to install Jenkins using package manager. If it is Windows, sorry, if it is Windows, I have to download a MSA file to install. I have to run as a service. If it is Ubuntu with apt, if it is CentOS or Red Hat, it is Yum. So at the time we can have control. We can have it will be running as a service. We need to create a service another time. So it will be good to use. But that doesn't mean no one uses Tomcat to deploy the Jenkins. No, still people use that also. Whichever is comfortable. Alarsa. Here also it's easy to deploy in Ubuntu 22. Why? Because only three steps are there. First thing is we have to add a key to Jenkins. What is the key? Why we need to add a key to Jenkins? We are installing with package manager, right? It's in my case Ubuntu. Ubuntu have apt packages, right? Where it will have the Jenkins. If you remember, hope you remember the class. So apt sources.list.d or sources.list files, we add the repos. So in those repos, the packages are available. So Jenkins also have repo. From here, Jenkins.list it seems. So for that repo, we need a key. It requires a key. Key also available. They also gave the direct Jenkins.key. You just have to copy the command and execute it. Key is added. Now the repo. The key is required for the repo. Let's say nothing, no error came. But if you try to add the repo and try to add the key after, it will throw error like because it expects the key to be present. That's why the process. First add the key, then add the repo. Then once you add the new repo, so we have to update it so that the server, the Linux server will start tracking it. It will start reading. If you see, there is a key here, no public key available. It means whatever the key we just added, it's not exist. Maybe it's expired. So it won't work. So what we have to do? Remove the key, obviously. Remove the key path where it's stored. Remove the key. And for now, remove the repo which you've added. Let it come back. So this key is not working. Let's go somewhere else. Let's see. They are using the same key. They'll be using the same key. Let's try this. They're using a different key. Let's see. So we remove the key, we remove the repo, what we added. This thing is using a different key. Sorry. Yes. The key, let's see. Now let's add the repository. Because of the description. First thing, start importing the key. This key GPG key verifies the package integrity, but there is no output. Add the Jenkins repository and provide the key which we just downloaded, because the key is required. Now let's update. Let's see at least if this works. Yeah, it worked. No errors. So this key, whatever is working. I'll share the same link if you want to install. Documentation, I'll share the documentation also. I think in documentation I mentioned as a to deploy the artifact to Jenkins var file to Tomcat. That's also one way of installation. There is nothing wrong, nothing wrong. So, both are fine. Now that's it. We have to install Jenkins, JPT, install Jenkins. That's it. Only 3 steps if you remember. First thing is adding the key, GPG key usually called. The repo. Next is adding the repo. Usually this is the common thing we do apt update after adding the repo, so that whatever the server will track it. Now install the Jenkins. In install Jenkins will come the latest version. But what is the LTS version here? 2.46.2. So we'll check the versions. What versions are there? There is a command called apt cache management. It will show you the versions. See, these are all the versions available. It seems 2.4622. Oh, this is the last version. Now install. So in this repository, this is the latest version 2.462. So this is a version we want. Simply just see it's installing the latest one, which is the same version as we required. So it's fine. I didn't mention anything. Let's see. It's installing. It's done. The first thing is check system CTL status. It's running. See. This. Okay. Let me copy this first. I'll tell you what is it later. It's running. Correct. Now what we have to do? Access it. How to access it now? That's the difference. See, I deployed to Tomcat earlier. As application, it came here. Simply click on it. It will open in 9090 port / Jenkins blah blah. Now I don't want that, right? That's why we install it through package manager. How to install it? How to access it there? By using port number. What is the Jenkins port number? 8080, right? See, okay. Same thing, right? The whatever the page is in the Tomcat. Correct. Is it clear? Any doubts? Let's say if Tomcat is running on port 8080, it won't work. So, but in my system, Tomcat is running in 9090 port. So 8080 is free. So I can able to access. Let's in your system, let's say 8080 port number is free, you can able to access that. You can able to install successfully. If let's say something or some service, uh, usually like Tomcat or some other service running in that system, while installing the Jenkins itself, will throw error. So yeah, you just have to make sure because by default we can't change the port number. I mean, when we're installing or before installing, we can't change the port of Jenkins if you want to change. Let's say Tomcat or other service whichever is running on 8080, you can't change it or you don't want to change it. You want the service to be run on the same port. You want to change the port number of 80, sorry, port number of Jenkins. You can do it, right? You have to do it after installation. How can you change something which does not exist yet, which is not installed? So, have to make sure that no other service is running on 8084 while installing, at least while installing everything. So, yeah, is it clear until so far?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Yeah, two types of installation. So, we have seen two types. One is Tomcat, we just deploy WAR file. Another is through packaging. Now, the first step it is saying there will be some default password it seems in this folder, so in this file. Simply open this file with cat, you copy the password. So yeah, let me just copy this first. This is the default password. So once you give this password, you'll go forward. Configure Jenkins. So this is the password. Copy it, paste it. Once you paste, click on continue, it's gone. That's it. Now, this is the next step. We have to configure Jenkins after installation. What is this plugins? As I mentioned earlier, right? Jenkins has so many plugins, so many, like almost 1400 something, if I remember correctly. Also. What are those plugins do? Those plugins will bring additional functionality to Jenkins. Let's say, as I told you, example, I want to automate the testing or building. You can simply use that respective plugin of for testing or building, and Jenkins will do it automatically. So, any plugin, let's say GitHub, you want to check out the code with Jenkins. There will be a GitHub plugin. There, obviously, there will be. There is. So you have to simply install the plugin and use it. Jenkins is a tool which automates anything, but you have to tell her, you have to tell Jenkins that how to automate and what to use to in order to automate that. Of course, we use Jenkins internally. What configuration to use to automate the process? Let's say Git is there as an example. Git is there. What is the use of Git? It'll check out the code. Push it. That's the functionality of Git. What the Jenkins functionality? It'll automate that. But it can't check out the code. Jenkins directly can't check out the code. It's not possible. Jenkins internally uses Git to do the task automatically. This is what Jenkins will do. What it will do? Hey, I will automate this task. You're doing it Git clone manually something. Let's say as an example, doing checking over the code manually. I'll automate this task. So I'll use your functionality to automate it. So internally, it using the Git or the tool, whatever is we are using, maybe an Arson or whatever it is, using the tool's functionality internally and automating the task. This Jenkins, that's what it's doing. By default, it does not know anything. How Jenkins know what to do? We tell them what to do. We tell it what to do. Hey Jenkins, do this by using this one, by using this one. So then it will do it automatically. That that it will do. So in order to use that functionality, in order to tell the whatever the functionality that we want to do, whatever the configuration we want to do, We need plugins. We need plugins. So those plugins we have to install. Here it's saying in this page, Jenkins automatically chosen few plugins it seems. It's suggesting some plugins to install. This may require or may not. So for now, we don't know anything. What is which plugin we need, which plugin we don't need. So let Jenkins take care of that one. So it's installing suggested plugins because it will pick few plugins which Jenkins thought we required and it's executing it. As you can see, for now Git plugin is there. Correct? This is not SSS obviously we need this. GitHub obviously. Remaining I think we don't. Let's forget about all this. So this plugin will brings as a functionality so that Jenkins can use it in order to automate the task, whatever the task. It can be Maven build, Sonar test, Docker deploy, push to Nexus, or create some file in Linux machine. Anything. Create some file in Windows, anything. But so it chooses some plugins by itself. Jenkins thought, okay, maybe this may be required, you may use it. And it's saying create some user. So, yeah, username maybe. Full name is uh, some sample email. It's not really required to your original email. It does not validate it. See? Is a Jenkins URL correct? Of course, tomorrow IP will change. Start is Jenkins. This is the Jenkins homepage. This is what but this is what you see when you uninstalling the Jenkins. Is it clear so far?
Yes.
Any doubt?
Yes, son. No.
This is what you see until so far. Installation. So tomorrow we'll see what are these options. It's easy, I mean, it will be confusing at times, maybe at the beginning, but it's very easy to use it. Tomorrow we'll see what are these things, what are these configurations, and we'll see, we'll talk about each and everything. Alright? And maybe if time is there, tomorrow we'll see how to automate with Jenkins, a simple task. Maybe. But for today, and know what is Jenkins. Watch this video again or any other website, anything is fine. And install Jenkins. Your wish. If you want to install through package manager, you can do it. If not, Tomcat, you can do it. Anything is fine. There is no limitation restrictions. Make it ready. Then tomorrow we'll start. Okay. What? All this is it's clear. I mean today's class. It's clear what is Jenkins.
Yes, son.
Yes, bro.
For closing, let me show you one thing. Plugins. That's what we're doing. Available plugins left side. So this is so many plugins. There won't be any page numbers. If you search, it will come. So many are there. Here it's not visible all of them because we have to search for them. So what happens is if you want to use some functionality, you have to install the plugin. As I told you, right? You want to test, you're doing testing manually now. You want to automate the testing. So what you do, you tell to Jenkins, hey Jenkins, I have this testing tool. I'm doing it manually. Now I want you to do it automatically. So what are required? So then Jenkins will say, okay, you are doing testing now. For what, which tool you are using to test? How you are doing the test? Tell me those two things. I'll take care of it. So it needs the information. Then it will take care of because we have to tell that right. In order to go, let's say you call me, hey, come to my location. If you don't tell the location where to come, so if you don't know what is the destination, how can I come? Simply just phone, hey, come to my home. I don't know your home. How will I come? No, right? So I have to know the details. Come to this line or some area or something. Take a bus, maybe if you have a bike, come to one bike, or come by car, whatever. Tell some details to Jenkins, and then it will do it. Any task, it can be. I'm just saying an example of building or testing because we did all this. And we are going to do all this with Jenkins. Automate this. Whatever we did so far, we can automate everything in a single day. Maybe a couple of days, but that's the point. Automation is the point. So these plugins helps in that case. Let's say I want to deploy to Tomcat. I'll install Tomcat plugin. I'll say, hey Jenkins, use this plugin because I want to automate the deployment. It'll ask you what to deploy or where to deploy this server. I mean the path and server. That's it will take it. As an example. So these plugins will help in that functionality. It'll bring us the extra functionality to Jenkins. So that Jenkins can do its task. So I simply log out, tomorrow I'll log in again. The IP might change, but it's okay. This is the new UI. Old UI, let me show you the old UI. That's way more cool. This is how it looks. Simple. This is how old Jenkins looks like. It's way more cooler actually compared to new. I mean, all are same, just they've changed a few things, small things. They upgraded it, that's it. Not really a bad thing, but we kind of have it fitted for that old UI. That's it. I just kind of using the same thing for almost 8 years now. So they changed the UI maybe 2 years ago. So, but it's okay. All are same. Nothing really changed. The functionality didn't change nothing. Just the UI changed. So you don't see any difference. You see basic difference. That's it. But login again. Yeah. All right. So yeah, that's it for today. So I'll share the document slowly. Don't worry. But for now, make sure Jenkins is installed. Got it?
Yes.
Yes, yes.
Yes, son.
Yeah. Right. We'll meet tomorrow, same time. Bye. Bye.
Bye. Thank you.
Thank you, Anand.